Hey there everybody, this is Dungeon Master Chris with Nord Games, playing around with the Oracle RPG app. I'm currently on my tablet taking a look at the world generator. If you look at this on your web browser or your phone, it'll look a little bit different. I'm also using an experimental development version, so it might look a little bit different than what you may see for the public version. So the world generator, as you can see, we have options like creating realms, regions, and landmarks. Realms being the largest component, which then contains multiple regions perhaps, and then that can contain multiple things like landmarks, settlements, and destinations. So let's say diving into it, let's create a realm real quick. And what this is going to do is create a random realm based on all the rollable tables from the Wondrous Worlds book. We basically converted the entire Wondrous Worlds book into a module inside of the Oracle RPG app. So here we go, we've got our realm, and all of these we're calling attributes of the realm. So things like diversity, species, governance, ruler, all this. And each one of these things you can tap on the tablet version. It'll expand. If you want something different, you can click on the orange button and you've got something different. You can also, you have the option of choosing from different options if you would rather do that. So you can choose instead. I like to randomize because it's sort of like an improv game for me. So I like to randomize things and see where the chips fall and try to work with that. Alternatively, if nothing's working for you, you can actually go in and edit and make entirely custom options or add to the results you get from the randomization. So as you can see, we've got things like diversity, species, governance, ruler, religion and philosophy, historical events, myths and legends, economy, health, importing and exporting, trade goods, magic origin, technology, internal conflict, outside threat, and borders. So there's a lot here, and you don't have to use all of it. Obviously, this is all meant for inspiration and to help you to create the world that you're trying to build out for your adventures. We also have a database of names, so you can just click on this button up here and you can get different names for your realm. You can also add a description in here. You can add notes at the bottom, and then you can save, and that'll save to your account. All of the content that you create will be accessible through any device as long as you're logged into your account. So if you create something on a tablet, for example, you can then access that same content on your phone and the web, whatever device you're using, you can access that content because it is saved to its own database within your account, and that is backed up to the main server. So pretty cool. A fantastic tool for inspiration and sort of breaking you out of your typical tropes. At least for me, that's what this is extremely good at. And it allows me to think outside the box and answer questions that I may have never even considered. My players ask me about the religion, let's say, of this area. Well, I didn't even think about that, but boom, I've got it right there if I need it. So that's the realm generator, and like I said, realms act as containers for smaller components being things like regions and settlements and stuff like that. So let's go into the region generator. So similar functions here. It's going to come up with a bunch of attributes for us, but we need to choose what type of environment we want to create. So the realm is, you can think of the realm as being sort of encapsulating one or more of these regions. And realm has more to do with like governance and the people that are in this area. And then the region has a lot more to do with like the plants and animals and the environment of that region. So let's say that we wanted to add a desert region into our larger realm. Here we go, we've got the desert, and in this case we've got 3 different categories of attributes. We've got the basic information, And in this case, we deal with things like what type of desert is it, what type of climate, characteristics, resources, and then we have a whole section for life signs, and this is your flora and your fauna and your ecosystem, and then things like your traffic. So, you know, how much traffic is going through this area. And then you've got the intrigue. So a couple things there for intrigue, and these can be great quest starters and stuff like that. So really, really cool there. And every single region is different because they're all different environments. So, and again, we have the same functionality in here. If we want something different, we can just press the button and we get a different option each time. We can edit, we can make custom if we want to do that. And again, we can choose instead of randomize. So, and then again, we can save this and then we can add it into a larger realm inside of the campaign builder. And then last but not least, let's go back and look at the landmarks. So landmarks are things that may be part of a quest or a stopover on the road or anything like that, that maybe is not a settlement necessarily and not necessarily like a destination where you're going to go and have the boss fight and stuff like that. It doesn't necessarily mean you can't, but landmarks are sort of meant to be maybe like a holy site or things like that. So in this case, we've got the type of landmark, and again, all of these things are randomizable. The floating rock this one's really cool. So let's say that there's this floating rock, out there in the desert. Well, why is it floating? That's a pretty cool, intriguing thing. I think that you could turn that, into something really cool. Well, it's got a whole history here. So right now it's being used as a criminal hideaway. I could change that, and it could be the cradle of revolution. There could be lots and lots of place of worship. I kind of like that one the best so far. I think that for the type of adventure I'm forming in my mind, I could see this being a place of worship. And in this case, the variation is Festival of the Saints. Now, every single attribute gets at least 4 variations. And one of the things that we're doing is always adding more attributes and always adding more variations. So the amount of possible combinations is theoretically limitless. And then here we are with cultural significance. There's some sort of heroic legacy here. There's an annual tournament that's held here. That's pretty cool. There is a magical effect here. And then there's the intrigue. Always love throwing in the intrigue. So with all of these different attributes, you can create something really, really interesting for your adventure. And like I said earlier, I would probably start with the realm. I would then create one or more regions within that realm, and I would try to switch it up a little bit. So, there's a desert region, maybe there's also a jungle region and a mountainous region or something like that. And then I would fill those regions with landmarks, and then I would use other modules in the Oracle RPG app, like the settlement generator or the destination generator, to create the settlements and destinations to really fill everything out. But that's kind of as quick as I could do of the world generator. I hope that you enjoy. I hope that you go and you try it out for yourself. And let us know what you think of the app. Until next time, happy gaming.